Welcome back to Atlanta and Company. I'm Christine Pilara. A chiropractor for more than 30 years, Dr. Jay Hammer has helped get rid of the pains that ail us all. In those 30 years, his practice has evolved into a holistic healthcare center, which teaches people how to heal themselves from the inside out. And he joins me now to tell us much more about his practice. Welcome.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. And boy, is he going to enlighten us. You guys better listen up, because in the commercial break, he asked me a few simple questions, and I learned that I'm doing everything wrong.
Everything wrong, but you look great.
Well, but I want to live a long time, and I want to look like you do. But let's start off. I want to go with, our order of questions. We have so much to get to about foot pain. Let's talk from the bottom up. Talk to me about foot pain, chronic, acute. What can we do about it?
I had someone come into the office the other day who said he's got gout. And I'm looking at him saying, no, I'm looking at his body type, and I'm saying, no, I don't think so, but he's got chronic foot pain. I checked him out, and I found out that his shoe was too short. And I said to him, the doctors that you're going to, you're on all the different medications for pain in your toe, your big toe. Has anybody ever asked you about your shoe size? And he said no. So I found out that he was wearing a 10.5, and he was a 13 narrow.
What?
So the point is, no, I see that. Actually, I see that all the time, and I see that in a lot of women too. Matter of fact, I had a woman, I see this a lot in my office. A woman came in with foot pain, and I asked her what size she is wearing, and she's starting to form bunions and calluses and so on. I explained to people that you're not supposed to have bunions and calluses. God didn't design us to have deformed feet. So I explained to people, which most people don't know, that the feet keep growing as we get older.
Really? Just like our nose and ears, right?
And the nose, not the ears, but the nose.
The ears? Okay.
No.
I see some.
So if
I
see
family members
you,
with some big ears. I was thinking I was next.
Well, if I see you at your age, let's say you're 25 years old, I'm assuming.
Let's say.
And you're wearing an 8 medium. Well, I hate to tell you this, kid, but by the time you're 50, you'll probably be in a 10 narrow.
Okay.
Because as the feet grow, they grow narrower. They don't grow just wider.
Interesting.
But what most people do is they put people into a shorter, wider shoe. And that feels good because they've got the room, but they have too much pain. But to go back from all of this and what I do, years ago, I sat back and I said to myself, why is it that some people are getting sick or dying at 50 and 60, and some people are great at 50 and 60? And so my business has evolved into this holistic approach of treating people and showing people how to stay healthy and independent. Because the truth is, nobody wants to be sick with somebody else bathing them and so on at 80.
I know.
They want to stay independent.
Sure, as long as we can.
But not relying on anybody but themselves. So people come to me to learn how to eat, how to exercise, how to position themselves if they have chronic back pain, on how to sleep. I see so many people, which I know that's probably going to be your next question, about people with low back pain. How many people do I see who've taken all the cortisone shots or everything else, and I'll ask them, has anybody ever talked to you about your bed?
Right, your bed.
And they'll say, my bed? No, nobody's ever talked to me about my bed. And I'll find out that they're on a pillow top, or they're on a number that's too low. And I'll say, well, we're going to change your bed, because your bed's got to be hard as a rock, but it's got to be comfortable.
Sure.
And then I talk about positions, about people sleeping on their sides with a pillow between their knees, which I'm sure you probably do because you're so muscular. Most people have to do that.
Yeah.
The key is it's not necessary to be in pain, and it's not necessary to be sick. You can open up any Bible you want. Nothing says we're supposed to get sicker as we get older.
Right, and the first thing that any doctor does is they get their pen out and they're writing prescriptions, whereas you approach it differently. You look to see what our lifestyle is like, it sounds like, and you really delve in a little bit deeper.
Exactly.
And sometimes the solution is so easy. And I know that you have a lot of success in terms of weight loss for children and adults. I want to hear about that.
Yes. I explain to people, I don't like the word diet. I don't even allow it to be used in my office. There is no such thing. It is a way of life. When I see people, and I have patients who go to these weight loss clinics, and they're fine, I'm not knocking anybody. But when you look at the ingredients, the artificial color, the artificial flavor, yes, they've lost weight, but then all of a sudden, a year later, they've got all these other new diseases. And I say, look, this is a life thing. God has given us the responsibility to stay thin and healthy to 120 is what physiologically we're supposed to do. But if we consume foods that the body is not designed to consume, assuming that we were designed by something greater than who we are,
Sure.
if we consume those foods, the body doesn't recognize them, the body does not know to eat it, digest it, and evacuate it. So what does the body do? If you consume foods that the body is not designed to consume, but it looks good and it tastes good and it smells good,
Yeah.
then you're going to eat it. The body says, hey, I don't recognize this. So the body's going to eat it, digest it, and say, I don't know what to do with it. So it stores it.
Okay, which leads me to my next question, which I know isn't very appetizing around lunchtime, but there is a very strong connection, which you like to talk about in terms of our health and wellness with our bowel movements.
Our bowel movements. Not enough people, and actually I make my patients sit down with their children and ask them every day, Johnny, Beth, did you make a duty today? Did you move your bowels today? Because too many people are so busy, they'll never say to their kids, you go to the bathroom
Why
today?
is that important that we're asking our kids that?
Because the only way the body gets rid of toxins, and toxins is what makes us sick. If the body does not evacuate its bowels properly every day, properly I'm talking about, that's another subject, then if the feces is sitting in there more than approximately 12 hours, the body's going to start to reabsorb the juices from the feces and the body itself becomes sick. So in my office, it is pertinent, it is imperative that people understand that your bowel movements are very important. I'll see some people who move their bowels twice a week. How is that possible? When I see people, kids who have ear infections, et cetera, and all these other diseases, I'm saying, wait a minute. You know 3 or 4 other kids this kid's age who don't have these problems.
Right.
So why is it this kid has this problem? It's as if God came down to their bedroom and decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to give you a disease. Maybe it's because the bowels are not right, because the process of eating or what they're consuming with their fluids is not proper.
All right, so much information. I love it. I will come see you because I'm telling you, I was getting the big X on all the things that I've been doing in the last week, but I was on vacation, so give me a little bit of a break.
And we're talking about exercise with the part of detoxification. How many people do we know, they'll go 4 or 5 days a week, they work hard. You know, things have changed now in this country.
Right.
But people have got to exercise. We are animals. We are designed to exercise.
Right.
But people are so busy, by the time they finish their day, they do nothing.
Where are you located?
I'm on 14th Street in Atlanta.
14th Street
And I
in
have a
Midtown.
full gym that I train patients.
Which is why you look so amazing.
And thank you. I do. I was in the Mr. Atlanta, another contest, and I'm proud of what I do.
There you go. Jay, I wish we had some more time, but I will come see you, seriously. He really made me feel like about that big. Now, if you would like some more information about Jay Hammer, he can be reached at 404-872-8779 or simply email him at jay@drjhammer.net. Great information.